Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show, the show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Joining me today, he is the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hello, everyone.
And one name to rule them all isn't here, so instead we have Daniel Clegg.
Hello, friends. Good shoot, Chase.
Thank you. Yes, Murph is off. His wife is having a birthday, so happy birthday to her. And, you know, it sucks you have to take Murph away, but that's okay. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us via podcast or watching us live on twitch.tv, thank you for making us a part of your day. We have lots to talk about, including why I hate Payday 2 right now, Dragon's Lair becoming a movie. But first, let's talk about the big game that I will be flat out honest. I did not know it was coming out today until yesterday. Halo 5 came out. I didn't know that Halo 5 was coming out today until yesterday, until my friends kept posting, oh, Halo 5 is coming out, I'm excited. It's like, is it really? And then I just kind of sat there, like, oh, it is. And I feel bad. And I think it's because I'm not an Xbox One fanboy that I didn't know this was coming out.
You don't even have an Xbox
No,
One, right?
my roommate does, but, like, I don't know if, like, he doesn't know about it, or the fact that, like, maybe it's because he just bought 2K, and so he's been getting kind of excited about it, but is it bad of me that I didn't know that 2K, or, Halo 5 was coming out tomorrow?
Can we be blatantly honest for a second?
Sure.
Do it.
I mean, is Halo still super relevant in the realm of...
Well,
it's relevant.
Going to be sort of what I was saying. I think, yes, it absolutely is. It's one of the mainstays of the Xbox platform, but it is a franchise that began over 10 years ago now, right? Or near about 10 years ago. So it's aged, so we're a little less excited about a new entry because this is number 6. It's not actually the 5th game, is it?
No, because we have ODST, we have Reach... I mean...
Right, so there
was Reach 4? 4 was Reach, wasn't it?
The 4th game was Reach.
I will check.
There were also RTS games, so it's not actually the 5th game.
We won't count those.
Is what I'm saying. But yeah, the game's been reviewing really well, and it's a mainstay of the Xbox platform, but I think it's okay if we're a little less excited about the 5th entry in a franchise, you know?
Especially when
there's not many games that can command that kind of hype. Some exceptions include like Fallout 4 or StarCraft that has its 5th game coming out, right? There are some where people just go bananas. We're probably also a little out of touch with the Xbox crowd who
that is probably
are going
true.
Bananas.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily it either. I mean, I know it's taken over by a new studio.
Well,
so,
yeah, the 4th one did 343. Or excuse me, the 4th game was made by 343.
Which is always good to see somebody else getting their hands on it and trying to play with a franchise to make it something new. At the same time, I kind of, I guess, got exhausted by Halo 2. So I mean, I'm
that
probably
was
not
the high
the
point
right.
for us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but that was also when I saw people firing rockets out of a machine gun. So, I mean, that's about when I stopped playing Halo.
Right, sure.
So, I mean, I still think it's a fantastic shooter, and I'd love to play it sometime. But
oh man, I can't wait to see the comments on this one. Of us them yelling at us for being out of touch with society.
The reviews have been very positive, and it hasn't been having the same problems gameplay-wise as the previous game did, right? The Master Collection had a ton of glitches and was, not unplayable, but had a lot of problems. This one, so far, having only been out for, less than 24 hours, seems to be doing pretty well. Seems to be holding up, so that's good.
Yeah, like,
and
the
good
one
on them for making... Sorry.
No, you go, because you sound like you're saying something much more positive than me.
No. Good on them for making sure it worked properly. And,
yes.
And, with all these games coming out that aren't working properly, good on them for making sure it was running properly and things are working.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially nowadays when we've had, like, so many botched releases, it's good to finally get, like, something that's solid. And so, keeping my, faith in some game companies. The one thing I just, like, kind of surprised at is that right now, Halo was the staple into the Xbox, pretty much. Like, that was the game to play if you had an Xbox. Like, I'm pretty sure I do not know a single person that had an Xbox that didn't own Halo, or at least a Halo game. And it's kind of funny that, like, still over the years, like, I feel like it's the only staple in the Xbox brand, because there's not many.
Gears of War.
Gears of War is like the only other one.
That game had that was a trilogy, right? There were 3 games.
They're making a 4th
There's
one.
like, I think there's 4 or 5.
There's
of them.
another one I think coming out.
Okay.
Yes, I think you're right. I think,
So maybe it definitely doesn't have the same pull as Halo, but it's
I
up
don't
there.
know. I think Gears of War probably equally has that pull, just maybe from a little bit of a different crowd. I know that was a big multiplayer game that my friends and I played back in college, which was could date how long that was ago. But I mean, the other one I'm thinking of is Forza, is another big one that they kind of towed out.
Forza. Well, I mean,
that
Forza
wasn't
doesn't
multiplayer.
have a pull, but like, I mean, look at Halo and like what it's done just for Microsoft in and of itself, to where they're replacing Internet Explorer with Spartan, and then you now have Cortana as your Siri combatant. It's like, good lord, how much milk can you milk out of that Halo teat? Especially when your story technically ended at 3, and then you somehow pull a Hamlet 2, and like, not like a time machine, but it's still like, oh, we could still somehow scrap a story out of it. And like the reviewers are already saying, like, the story's okay, like the multiplayer is where it's at, and that's fine, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I expect more out of Halo because the Halo had a decent story, at least in the first 3 games. Am I wrong for thinking that, or?
I thought they had an okay story. I mean, I never thought it was the main pull of that game.
Oh no,
The
multiplayer was
always the main goal
yeah.
of that for me too.
But I thought it had a relatively competent story, 1 through 3. I mean, I don't know. I kind of 2 ticked me off a little bit, like I said before, so I just gotta stop playing.
I think the story comments might not have been so prevalent if there hadn't been so many live action trailers that really beefed up the story that this was gonna deliver. There were all these trailers for what's happened to Master Chief, who's this person hunting him, there's gonna be a big reveal on who this person is, right? And if the story didn't deliver, I mean, that's kind of a weird comparison, but kind of what I'm worried is going to happen with Star Wars, where people have just overhyped the story intricacies we're going to get, and it's going to have a fine story, but maybe it's not going to blow your mind like you think it's going to, right?
That's a really complicated get to draw a parallel, perhaps the way I feel about The Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings, where I really do not care for The Hobbit because I think it's an inferior series because
Of movies, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
that
well, I
makes
think
sense.
there though, the story in that case was really 1 movie, maybe 2 movies worth, and they turned it into 3, right? So it just feels bloated to put some filler in there to make 3 movies, I suppose. But we're getting off topic. I'm not sure that's what's happening with Halo, but
I know a bunch
of stories getting shafted.
Yeah, I know that right now reviewers are they're waiting right now to post a review because they're waiting for servers and stuff to see how they're going to do in a live atmosphere. I'm definitely excited. Like I'm glad that like Halo is still around because I thought it was like a good series in the Xbox staple. Like the only thing that like is unfortunate is we're supposed to be getting all these IPs from Xbox, and I feel like we've only seen one with Sunset Overdrive, and I still think the main staple into getting an Xbox One is Halo 5.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm going to see what other things we have coming down the pipe on Xbox One.
Did Halo 4 launch with the Xbox One?
360.
Ooh.
I believe 360.
That was still a 360 title? Okay. Well, I
think
guess
you're
you
right.
could draw another comparison here to Nintendo and the Wii U, where some of their biggest AAA titles did not launch with the Wii U. In fact, they came out years later, which affected sales for sure. Zelda still hasn't come out for Wii U. Mario Kart is out, but came out way after the launch. Mario
Smash
Party.
Brothers.
I mean, Smash Brothers, those are like the big ones, right? They came out years after the
Yeah.
platform launched.
Mm.
So absolutely, it's odd that some of these mainstays we expect and uh, uh, tied to the company just didn't exist for a couple of years. You know, it's weird for sure.
I think it's also feeling out whether the console is going to make it in some ways too. They're trying to figure out, what the competition is like. They don't want to, well, and it also might be that these games are they're just making sure they're super polished while they're coming out too.
Yeah, I don't think the consoles have much to worry about. These things are going to last at least 5 to 6 years. That's a somewhat typical console duration. We had a fairly lengthy one with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but before that, I mean, they last 5-ish years. I'm not sure we're going to see the death of the consoles.
I mean,
With
shoot,
the
how
next
long did the
generation.
PlayStation
I
2
don't think
last?
so.
Like, the PlayStation 2 was like
Oh wow,
8
That
to
one
10
was out
years.
forever.
Because
I'll
it at
look
least
up when
lasted like all the way until high school. Like, I got out of high school. Like, it was still relevant.
PS2 came out in 2000. It was discontinued in 2012.
That's when it
Yeah,
got discontinued. Like, that's impressive for a system. Like, I think,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, if we
So
want to
call
talk
it 10
generation
years. I'm
wars,
sure they
like, we can
supported
at
it
least
for
do
a
that.
while.
What's that?
Yeah, let me look at when the PS3 came out as well, just for reference, and then we should be able to see the distinct.
I mean, a lot can
2007.
change in 5 years, and it's interesting that the
2007,
Xbox is getting closer and closer to the PC platform. Things like Cortana integration and the Windows 10, code being so much shared between the two systems. You could see a merger there, but I don't think we're going to see the death of the consoles in the next
No.
in the next cycle, right?
Though
Next
I am
generation.
interested
That
to see
doesn't make
how
much sense.
how the sales will go with the Steam machines coming out. Like, that's the
That
one
will
thing
be
I'm very
interesting.
interested in.
I heard about some Steam machines. I think they were the Alienware variants.
Yeah.
And the comments people were having was that it's all a fine system, but it doesn't meet the recommended specs for Fallout 4 and Battlefront, which are the two big games coming out that someone might decide to buy a PC console box.
But how are they going to do Battlefront
But would
considering...
they even be?
Sorry.
Yeah.
How are they going to do it? Because it's
No.
with
I'm
Origin.
making the exact same point.
Like, right now, the one
Well,
thing
the-
I hate about
yeah, the-
Battlefront is that you have to use Origin. Unlike Old Republic, which it said you had to use Origin, but you don't have to open it. This one, you have to open Origin, which is the biggest pain in the butt system that I have ever dealt with. I don't know why. Like, I do not know why.
assume that because it's essentially a PC with Steam installed on it, you can install a version of Windows 10 and put Origin on it. You got to access it to your keyboard and whatnot, but it's essentially a PC at that point.
Allow me to quote Tina from Bob's Burgers. That's why I feel about that. I don't feel any way. Like, I feel like if Battlefront wants to get a perfect 10, start off, get rid of Origin. Do not be a part of Origin.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It
though.
won't happen.
Yeah,
At that
I
point,
mean, that-
9.9. Not a perfect game because you have to deal with Origin.
That system doesn't work as poorly as I expected it to, like some other ones do. Cough, cough, Ubisoft. Cough, cough.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I hate their system. I hate Uplay more than I hate Origin, is what I'll get at. Origin, a lot of times will work. Uplay sometimes will just find just doesn't work at all. So, I don't know. I don't have a problem with them using Origin, but I agree with Chase's comment. I don't think Origin will work on a Steam machine.
No.
I'm looking that up now, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Remember that Steam machines run on Steam OS. So,
Yeah.
just keep that
Right,
in mind.
but you install a partition and then it's essentially a PC with Windows installed on it, right?
I mean,
That's
you can
what I'm
technically do that with
thinking
any
you could
console if
do.
you hack it.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, that's a point. Then what's the difference in that and a PC?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is your audience, a PC person, is more likely to do that than a console person.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyways,
Yeah.
sorry.
Just moving along to first off, we'll talk about Dragon's Lair and we'll play Name That Game in just a second. But now, I want to talk about my true hatred for Payday now. Last week we talked about microtransactions. I was fine with
Okay.
microtransactions. They fixed it up with the drill. I don't care. First off, last night I did their first world bank on Overkill, and I said they had like this special like achievement thing. So like, all right, let's try to go with that. It's like you have to do it on Death Wish, which is already very tough. So we go and do it on Death Wish, and we have to now. We break into this vault, we get all this money, and then we have to stand in a lobby in a weird direction. It's like, okay, it's cool, whatever. And then another vault opens up, and then you have to drill that for 2,000 seconds. So for 33.3 minutes, we're holding off hordes upon hordes of Death Wish, the highest difficulty of soldiers. So that's not my gripe. It was literally like 70. I think we had 84 bags of loot total. So yeah, needless to say, like I don't need to like worry about money anymore. The reason I am angry at them is because of their Halloween special. Their Halloween special is called Honey, I Shrunk the Heisters. And one of their enemies that right now we have to cook meth. And I know you're probably looking it up right now, aren't you, Curtis? Because I see you typing, unless someone in the comments.
There's someone in the comments.
Oh, yay, we have more people. So right now, I looked at it, and the first enemy, they pop up a giant spider. To which I immediately go, nope, I'm done. Not playing right now. I will not be doing that heist because that is the last thing.
I wanted to send you a stream last night of what I was doing in The Witcher because it was all spiders all day long.
Gosh.
Sorry, keep going.
No, and so it's like I'm looking at this going, you know what? Microtransactions? Fine. Giant-ass spiders? Not fine. So what heist am I not going to be doing? The Halloween one. Because the last thing I need is, while I'm cooking meth, is this giant tarantula, and it's not like just any like the daddy long legs. No, it's of course the hairy tarantula that comes up with like its like beady eyes and everything. It's like I just hate it right now. They making fun of me in the comments right now.
No.
Just spam bots.
They are saying that Clegg looks incredibly attractive. Apparently.
Tell your wife to get off the stream.
yeah, that's probably it.
Yes. For those of you joining, we are That Game Show. We've been named one of the podcasts to watch in 2015, and I have also been told I have a nice butt. So, here's your 2 reviews for me.
Oh.
How did they see it, Chase?
It's a long story.
You don't want to know. That is classified information.
That is very classified information. Other than that... But yeah, that's my gripe right now with Payday 2. Like, I didn't mind, like, I did the stream last night, which you could watch on twitch.tv/KBHSpike if you're listening on a podcast or watching on YouTube. The fact that it was like 33 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I have to be talking the entire time, and I'm just like killing. It's like, oh, I should be talking, but at the same time, I'm too busy killing, and like the lack thereof sometimes, because like my ammo kept running out. It's like... I'm just gonna hang back here and just shout. So that was fun.
You know.
Yeah, it's whatever. All right, so let's do some game time. Of course, if you're watching this on the stream, you can play along as well. Curtis has a game for us today. Curtis,
excellent.
You have your game,
So
correct?
I am going to type this game into the Twitch chat, so they know what it is.
Why not have them play? Maybe they want to play along.
Maybe they do. Well, I mean, that's too bad for them.
All right. All right. I put away the comments.
Here it goes. You put away the comments.
I'm not looking. My phone's upside down. It's like I'm trying to look, but at the same time, I think the only way for me to look on my phone is I have to upload the video, and I don't want to have like an ad pop up, and then my Twitch stream as well. So, all right. So you're good.
Okay. It is good. Please proceed to ask questions.
All right. By the way, for those of you who are joining us, we're playing Name That Game. The rules are Clegg and I go back and forth after 10 questions, and then After that, the last 10 are just free-for-all. We have to guess Curtis's game in 20 questions. After the 20, we have to make one last guess. All right, so...
For reference, they have been getting it in 10 or less, so this one is a little more interesting.
All
I'll
right.
say that much.
Okay, so, Clegg, you want to start off? You want me to?
I'll go first.
All right.
Has this game come out in the last 10 years?
Has it come out in the last 10 years?
Did it come out in the last 10 years? English is hard.
What? Okay.
Did it come out?
Did it come out in the
10
last 10 years? No.
All right.
So it's either much older, Chase, or it hasn't come out yet. That just occurs to me too.
So this could probably be.
I will never do a game that has not come out. Just
Oh,
for
okay.
reference.
All right.
I will
Okay.
never do that. That is a very...
And we've also said we won't do very obscure games unless it's only me and Murph. Then we might probably do that. Okay. Yeah.
This one, yeah.
Okay, so it could be. Okay, so 2005. So in 2004, it would be.
It's PlayStation 2 era,
It's still PlayStation 2.
Xbox era.
It could also be N64.
That's 360.
I almost want to say. Okay, is it in the N64 PlayStation era?
Yes.
All right.
Is this multi-release
Platform.
game? Came out of multiple platform. That's the word. Thank you. Multi-platform.
Are you
game.
like? Did you start drinking
Yes.
earlier? Because like you're one of the smartest people I know, and you're very punctual. Because like if this was Josh,
Words are
I
hard
would be
today.
very understanding. But like I'm not used
So-
to you butchering the English language.
Sometimes words are hard, man. It's one
It
of
is
those
a
days.
multi-platform game, but is not normally associated as being such.
Okay, so no one played on the other platform.
Or it was relatively rare on the other. I was surprised that it was on another platform.
Oh, hold on. It could be StarCraft because it came out in StarCraft 64.
Sure. Right, could be. I don't know if we want to make
Let's
guesses
at least
or-
ask. Let's try to like. Is it an RTS?
No.
Okay, so it's not
Okay.
StarCraft.
Not StarCraft. All right, and we said it is in the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1 era, right?
Correct.
Which means it could also be 360, or was that
No.
original Xbox?
Original Xbox came out
No,
during
that
PlayStation
was-
2.
No.
No, Xbox.
I think technically Dreamcast would be the third one
Yeah.
in that
Oh,
trip.
jeez.
Yeah. And Sega Saturn.
Okay, so
No, never mind. No.
is this a platform game?
No.
Let's try to get the genre here, Chase. I think that'll be good.
Is this a shooter?
Yes, but don't let that hang you up. It is
Yes,
also
but-
something else.
Okay.
So
Yes,
it's not
but
Doom.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much just a shooter. Okay. A platform so a game that came out on both N64 and
Well,
PlayStation
hold on. Let's
1.
not be.
That's
let's
somewhat
no,
of
let's
a
not
shooter.
Let's not hang up on that because it could be a PC game.
The other one's Dreamcast.
Oh, wait a minute! It could
No.
be Mega Man Legends because
I wouldn't call that a shooter.
it has
I
shooting
guess
elements.
you're shooting things.
Let me clarify. There are shooting elements in the game, but it is in a genre of its own that has not been described as such.
Okay. So you're probably right, Chase. Could be a side scroller that's a shooter.
Well,
Right.
Mega Man Legends was actually 3D, but yeah.
Oh, that one was, yeah.
So,
What's your guess?
Is it Mega Man Legends? /64? Okay.
No.
If it has anything to do with Mega Man, Chase is on it. I wanted to
No.
do Mega Man so bad.
He's a great
Okay.
superhero.
He's not a superhero.
He so freaking
He's a
is!
Is this game console exclusive?
Twitch
Did it also
comments,
come to
whoever's
PC?
listening.
You already asked this question.
No, we didn't.
Which question?
Yes, you did.
Which question?
Did it only come to consoles, or did it also come to PC?
We didn't
Oh,
ask
okay.
that. We did not ask that.
No, you did not ask that question. Ask that question again, just to make sure I'm answering it properly.
Is this game only on consoles, or did it also come to the PC?
Yes.
It's
It
Wait.
also came to the PC.
It
It's supposed
also
to be
came
a
to the
yes
PC.
or no question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
It also came to the PC.
Okay. So shooting elements. Don't let that get to you.
Don't let it coming to the PC get to you.
Yeah,
either.
that's what I'm
All
thinking.
right,
Like,
just go through some genres here. It's not an RTS. It's not exactly a shooter. It's not a platformer. Action adventure is an option, or
isn't that what a platform really is, though?
No, not necessarily.
I mean, like, wouldn't you consider
Puzzle game?
Banjo? Would you consider Banjo Kazooie an action adventure and a platformer? Same with Sonic Adventure. Same with like any other action adventure game.
If I were to make a counterpoint, we would say Legend of Zelda is probably like or Ocarina of Time would be an action adventure game.
That has platforming in it, but it's definitely an action adventure. I suppose you could have one that's you could have a platformer with action adventure elements, or an action adventure game with platforming elements, right? And you could swing either way, I suppose.
All right, so I don't
Yeah.
mind the action adventure one.
Go for it.
Oh, I thought that was your question. All right, fine. Is it
No,
an action adventure
I
game?
just asked if PC or console.
No.
Okay.
Is it a? It's not can't be a sports game if there's shooting involved, or racing.
It could be
Is there shooting
Cabela's
involved?
Dangerous Hunts. I don't know.
It could be a hunting game.
It could
Is
be.
it a hunting game?
No.
Damn. Like Duck Hunt or something.
That would have been funny.
That would have
I'll
been.
have to keep that in mind for later.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so. Oh gosh. It's not
There's a big
GoldenEye.
genre we haven't covered yet.
There probably is. Like, it's RPG, but
Yeah, there you go.
is it an RPG?
No.
Jeez.
Okay,
What the hell's
not
left?
RTS, not RPG, not action adventure, not platformer. It has to be a puzzle game or a Oh, it's Amplitude! No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I take that back. It was console exclusive.
No, you already stated the game.
No, I didn't get an answer, so therefore it doesn't count. Because I already know that though Amplitude and Frequency have shooting elements, and it's a music game, it was a console exclusive. It was also on PlayStation 2. So that negates that.
He's just negated his own guess.
I
in
negated
5
my own
different
guess.
ways.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
It could be. Let's see. Parappa the Rapper doesn't have shooting elements. Neither does Unjammer Lammy. I'm trying to think of all these musical games. Rez.
musical games, right.
I almost think it could be Rez. But I'm trying to think
Rez?
if
I don't know
Rez
what that
came
is.
out for. It was a Dreamcast game, and I almost want to say it came out for the PlayStation.
You want to ask the most obvious question?
Is it a franchise?
Yes.
Okay,
So
that's
it's
helpful.
not Rez. It's not Guitar Hero. What question are we on, by the way?
By the way, you are on question 12.
Okay. Oh, we gotta tighten up.
You could try to nail down the theme of the game, whether it's futuristic or fantasy or
Yeah, we could do that.
or whatever.
I almost want to say
Questions, I need them.
I know.
Yes.
I almost want to say something like Robotron or like R-Type or Gradius or something. Because Gradius has like it could be a side-scrolling shooter, like an like one of those. Like,
Okay,
Yeah. You can ask.
this question is taking too long. Let's go.
Gosh, man.
You got 20 seconds to ask me a question. Or
Is it
we're starting to do
a
penalties.
side-scrolling shooter?
No.
It's not
Is
Gradius.
this a sci-fi game? Science fiction.
Not how it's normally associated. No.
Okay, but it has sci-fi elements to it.
Very minor. Very, very minor. Do not let that.
It's not helpful. Half of these responses are yes, maybe, but
It's
don't
like,
let
yeah,
that
it's like
influence
it's
you.
like an incredibly vague game where the only thing I can think of is like it's
I
Omicron.
have to be vague, but I would say that there are sci-fi elements to it. But I can't get any more specific about it.
The only thing I can think of is like he might try to say it's Omicron, the Nomad Soul, which means you wouldn't know it, but only me because it's Quantic Dream. Because it has shooting
You have
elements
both
and it
heard-
is what's that?
You have both heard of this game.
Okay. Gosh. So it has. Okay, it's not Donkey Kong 64 because Donkey Kong 64 has shooting elements, but it also is only a console exclusive, and it had.
It was,
I'm thinking out loud right now.
exclusive.
It was also console exclusive.
Right.
It's not anything Metroid because nothing Metroid came out in multi-console either. Or
It would have been console exclusive anyway. Yeah. That's definitely sci-fi in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's right. You said it's not
yep.
sci-fi.
Do you have a question?
It's not.
Not
You would
like that.
probably not at first glance consider it a sci-fi game. There are sci-fi elements in it, but it's generally not considered a sci-fi game.
It could be a fighting game.
Can really quickly,
I'm done fighting.
can we define sci-fi really quick, just to make sure that we are thinking about the same term?
Futuristic, advanced technology, not necessarily aliens, but some sort of space travel.
So what I just said was pretty accurate.
Okay.
It's not the main theme, though.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
That was a good guess. That was a whole genre we had forgotten about.
Yeah. It's either that or
Okay,
music or like music puzzle.
It can't
like,
be
what puzzle,
music. There's
but what
no
puzzle
shooting.
game? Like what puzzle game has shooting though? Like Bust a Move?
Is it a 2D arcadey game?
It is not a 2D arcade.
Does
Okay,
this
I was
game
thinking
even
that
exist?
Space Invader or something.
It does.
We're running out of genres here.
Yeah, we really are. Okay, we could say it's not a hunting game, but I mean, if this is like, oh wait a minute, I wonder if Curtis is trying to be creative by saying it has shooting elements, but it's a basketball game.
That's the only way shooting would work in a
That's the
sports
only
game.
thing like I can think of because we haven't asked if it's a sports game.
Because I don't think we should, but
Yeah.
go for it if you think that
I
might
can't
be
think
it.
of any other. Okay, it's not a sci-fi. Gosh, it's not Virtual Chess 64. It's not Bomberman. It's not. There could be like some flight simulation game. Like it could be something like
Oh, that's an idea.
something like it's not Star Fox, but something similar to Star Fox.
Yeah. I'm
Or
not
it
sure if
could be
that's,
something like Snowboard Kids or something.
well
like,
known enough.
But he said that you know this game.
Yeah, which means it has to be somewhat prevalent
Yeah.
down to the indie scene. Is it multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay.
You. By the way, you have 4 questions left.
Gosh. Perfect Dark is a console exclusive.
We gotta nail the genre, man.
Is
Still
it a
not getting
sports
that.
game?
Is it a sports game? No, it is not a sports game.
Okay, so it is not an action.
Left.
I want you to go with me on this. It's not an action adventure game that we've said, correct?
Right?
It is not an action adventure.
It is
game.
not an
Okay.
RPG. It is
Right,
not an
you said that.
RTS.
Mhm.
It is
Right, you
not
said that.
a platformer. It is not a 2D side-scrolling
Right.
shooter. It is not
Right.
a sports game.
Right?
Are there any other things that I'm missing? Like, genre-wise?
You know that it is in genre-wise. It's not platform. It's not action-adventure. Sounds about
Sort of maybe sci-fi-ish. Multiplayer. Multi-platform.
It is not a fighting game. So it's
Not
like
a
the other
fighting
two
game.
genres that I can think of that I'm like are either like a puzzle game or a music game.
Or a racing game.
Or a racing
None of which
game.
have shooting elements in them.
Well, I mean, if it's something like along the lines of Mario Kart. Or
Oh my god, you're right. No, but that wasn't multi-platform. Not multi-platform.
F-Zero
Wait, unless you
wasn't
count-
like what? Let's think of like
Unless you
it could be a
count
racing
them.
game if you want to ask that question.
Okay, is it a racing game?
it has racing elements in it, but
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
a racing game.
It has shooting elements and has racing elements. Like, oh my gosh.
Curse, you picked a
Racing-
hard one.
I did.
I mean, like The Witcher has racing elements in it, but it's an RPG, right? So I don't know if that's really a super relevant piece of information. Man, we can't even nail the genre of this thing. We're just missing a whole category. Like
I'm almost
like
wanting
when
to
you
say,
pulled up
is it a
the
puzzle
thing on
game, and
us.
then have our last two questions like.
Do you want to give up your last two questions for a hint?
And then we get one guess afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
We might have to, Chase.
We might have to.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you are giving up your last two
Yeah.
for a hint. The hint is ice cream.
Ice cream.
Oh!
Game has ice cream in it.
I almost want to say it's Twisted Metal.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
I don't know what that is.
Because, okay, it's not racing, but you're in vehicles, you have weaponry. I don't know if it's multi-platform, though. I mean, it came out on the PSP, but I don't know if it came out on the PC.
Could it be some kind of mech game? Is there a prevalent mechy game?
But
that
there's
would
no,
have
like,
shooting?
the only reason I say Twisted Metal is because you play, like, one of the characters is Sweet Tooth the Clown, who has an ice cream machine, who drives around in an ice cream truck. That's the only thing I can think of.
I got nothing when it comes to ice cream.
It's either that or Snowboard Kids.
Or
It can't. It's not Battle Tanks because Battle Tanks doesn't have anything related to ice cream in it. But I have a feeling it's one of those like vehicular manslaughter games. Like that's okay. I'm going to say it's. I'm going to say it's Twisted Metal.
You better take it because
It-
I've got nothing when it comes to ice cream.
Is it Twisted Metal?
It is Twisted Metal.
What is Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal is a vehicular combat game that came out in 1995 for the PlayStation, and surprisingly to me, PC.
I thought it was
It's
a
a
console
car combat
exclusive.
game. It has the most notable character is a character called Sweet Tooth, who is a clown that drives an ice cream truck.
Yeah. No idea on this one, but that's a weird. That's like something out of Saw or
It's a
something. That's like
very
a
dark
creepy ass
game.
mask. Yeah.
It's like it's like the main character, like he grants you one wish for like the winner of like the Twisted Metal challenge, but he almost goes all Wishmaster on it, and like he takes it very literally. Like in the second one, he said, "I wanted to be." One guy said, "If you beat the game with one guy, he goes, oh, I want to be famous. I want to have my face seen all around the world." And the guy goes, "Okay," and then he proceeds to stretch his face all over the world. Yeah, it's a bit dark. When I say a bit,
Yeah,
I mean
sounds
it's
like it.
really dark. Really dark. All right.
Well,
cool.
that was a hard one, Curtis.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
difficult. I enjoyed
hey.
it. What are the commenters making fun of me right now?
no, the commenters are just doing their thing, you know.
Spamming. Tell them to look at this
Yeah.
website. How to increase my penis size by an extra 3 inches.
they're chatting. They're chatting and doing awesome.
All right. They're all people. They're just making fun of you, aren't they?
No. I mean, yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, all right. So, final thing, a final topic for today's show. It has been announced that Don Bluth, the creator of such movies as Secret of Nim, An American Tail, Anastasia, Titan AE, also the creator of Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, has now made a Kickstarter for a actual Dragon's Lair movie. So right now, after one day, it is at $64,000, with their goal being $500,000 to help animate it. And Don Bluth said he will get back into animation and animate the whole thing. Guys, are any of you excited about this?
Now that you've mentioned that, it's the same guy who was involved with all those other movies, all of which I really like.
Land Before Time as well. Yeah.
Oh, really? Like the original?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
like all of those movies. And the style kind of looks like Sword in the Stone, Disney.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh, he did. Really? Okay. Well,
He
there you
did. I
go.
believe.
Wow.
I believe he did some work on that. He also did Pebble and the Penguin. Like first off, I didn't even know he did Titan AE,
All
like
of
and a
these
bunch
are
of
good.
others. But he's done like a lot of childhood movies for like '90s kids.
Right, that's awesome. I don't know the story of Dragon's Lair, but that animator and him being involved in all those movies says good things to me.
Yeah.
I know so little about dragons, about that series, that it's good to see old cartoons like that come back and kind of come out from movies. But for me, it's kind of a bit of a meh.
All right. Cool.
Sorry.
It's a great discussion. What if there could be a Kickstarter for a game right now that you want turned into a movie? Which one would you want it to be?
For me, I think it would be The Witcher, and there was a really crappy movie and crappy TV series that came out a while ago. But I would like there to be a really good recurring episodic, almost like those little seasons that you get from BBC, like the Sherlock series has hour and a half or 90-minute, usually 90-minute episodes, and they do like 2 or 3. And that's equivalent to like 20 episodes of a typical American TV show. Something like that, I think, would be really cool. I'm really digging The Witcher story.
Yeah, Witcher story I hear is incredible. And like, what was it like? The first one came out with like the massive book, didn't they? Like to go along with the story.
The games are based off of books that were written beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, they're based on Polish books or something like
Yep.
that. Polish fairy tales. Those books are actually very good, and I enjoy those. I kind of would lean more towards something like Dark Souls. I guess would be kind of an interesting one. I know the story would be a little bit everywhere, but it would be kind of interesting to see a very cinematic.
The story in that game is so hidden. You really got to search for it. So it'd be interesting to see it sort of drip fed to you episodically almost, like how Lost always gave you more questions than actual answers to everything.
Correct. Something like that would give me a little bit of the backstory, kind of go through something that maybe happens before all the games.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool, kind of very different from what we normally see, different way of telling stories. So
I would have
That's a
loved
good
to
one.
have seen a. I thought about Castlevania because like originally there was supposed to be one, and like that and The Suffering both got like I guess they got scrapped towards the end, which sucks. I think one though that hasn't been mentioned, I thought that would be really interesting, is if they did a Perfect Dark movie. Because like it has a lot of spy elements to it, and then all of a sudden it just gets very futuristic. So
That would be
it's very
interesting.
So,
So
alright.
you
I
like
would do that.
the different genres meeting together.
Yes.
You get just a big change. Interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. That was very interesting. All right. So, before the show, I gave you guys this link. Now, before then,
oh boy.
I went to karaoke. I went to karaoke the other day and nailed "I Believe in a Thing Called Love," and it was a virtual DJ. So they posted music videos and stuff, and one of them was this music video that I I sent to you guys. If you want to put it in the Twitch chat, you're more than welcome to. I'm not
I
going
think you
to.
should.
All right, I'll put it in the Twitch chat.
And I'm going to do a live reaction for you guys to watch it, because it will just make you go wow. And for those of you who are listening to this, if you're listening to this or you're watching this on YouTube, it is a music video for the song Big Bad Wolf by Duck Sauce.
I just got an age restriction thing. I had to sign in to make sure I can view this. Is this
boy.
safe for work, Chase?
It is safe for work, Kish.
Okay.
Should I start watching this now, or are we going to start this at the same time?
Say when.
I'm ready whenever you are.
all right.
And
And
3,
go.
2. Okay, fine. Do your own countdown. Sure.
Okay, this guy doing shoes in a shoe store.
Yep.
This guy in a restaurant cooking burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Big Bad Wolf.
Yep.
The hell's that? What? Jeez, why do they all have giant crotches? Why,
I really hope
why
the
are they all
podcast
humping the
people
air?
are actually like watching this on YouTube.
This is very strange.
It is a very strange video. Mind you, I had to follow this video up before I did karaoke, which, by the way, I nailed it.
Why?
What the?
What is this?
What the?
Now there are a bunch of guys taking their pants off, and their heads in their pants. Like a second head is in their pants.
What the?
Oh my god! What is this? Chase?
Why are we watching this?
No, keep going. It gets better.
Okay, now we're watching men clean themselves in the shower and clean their second lower head. That includes shaving.
If you're on a
Oh,
podcast,
God.
it's literally just like a
what
human
the-
head in the crotchular region, scientific term.
What am I watching?
Okay, now the guys are going out and about the town.
Meeting
their-
up with
their
each
giant
other.
Heads in their pants. They're going into a restaurant or a club. Yep, there are women there.
Obviously.
Yep, and the women are eyeing the heads in their pants, and they just flash them.
Just the
women
look on
seem to
your
be enjoying it.
faces.
What the?
They're all dancing together now. Oh god, there are more of them. Oh, the guys are tired from dancing. Oh god, the women. What are they doing? Oh
Oh
god.
no!
Oh, the hands are on the face.
There's just no words to describe.
Where do you find these things,
They
Chase?
I didn't find it. They
What
showed it to
is
me.
this? Why are you showing me this?
Because I
Oh.
just wanted the nice
Oh.
live reaction.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Did it okay, so it finished?
Yes. Thankfully.
Thoughts?
Why?
Why?
I wanted a nice live reaction. And I got it.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
That was a thing.
Yep.
yeah, that was
the
definitely
thing.
a thing.
So, great. All right. Oh, that was worth it. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us via podcast, or for those who watched us on Twitch, thank you for making us a part of your day. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. You can follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at @that_game_show. You can also, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/KBHSpike, where I'll be doing a lot of Insomniac Gaming and also, some Twitch stuff throughout the day. And, of course, like this. Also, YouTube page, youtube.com/thatnewshowshow. You can follow Curtis on Twitter at JetBlack710. You can follow Clegg, not on Twitter. Still hasn't got one yet, but that's okay. You can check out that sports show whenever I actually get an episode back up again, because it's hard to talk about sports by yourself. Other than that, Curtis, did I forget anything?
Nope.
Clegg, did I forget anything?
Can you make me forget what I just watched?
Nope.
That would be great.
So, for Curtis Coe and Daniel Clegg, I'm Chase Bunker. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
You guys look so disgusted.
That was disgusting. That was ridiculous.